Where I'm from, we used to have this game. Well, it's not really a game per se, but if you had to get up out of your seat, and a lot of people wanted that seat, you could always turn around and go, I call fives, and call fives on the seat. What does that mean? It means no one else can touch your seat, okay, for at least 5 minutes. You're calling it for 5 minutes. I call fives on my seat. If someone comes back and they're in the chair when you come back, you're like, what? I called fives on this, okay? They have to get out. They can't always say, move your meat, lose your seat. Those people aren't playing by the rules, okay? I call fives as strict rules. I don't know if that's just where I'm from. I just know a friend of mine from South Jersey started a band called I Call Fives, so I thought maybe that is from my area. But it is just really cool how slang from the smallest area, not even a full state, just half of a state, will not be understood by the rest of the US, which you guys found out by watching my last video. A lot of the slang that I have is very localized from where I'm from. And I find that so fascinating. A lot of you didn't believe a lot of the slang. There was a couple of comments I'm pretty sure East Jabip isn't real slang, it's just Edinger slang. But thankfully, some South Jersey and Pennsylvania people in the comments responded with, no, I'm pretty sure I used that. Where do you get the slang from? I don't know, I got it from my mom. My mom used to say East Jabip, and you pick it up from your mom. You pick it up from people around you. I said book it, because I remember when I was 8 years old running around and someone said, oh my gosh, there's my dad, book it. And I was like, oh crap, what does that mean? No time to think, man. You gotta book it, you gotta whoosh. But East Jabip is definitely my favorite of the words for the reason that there are so many variations of this depending on where you're from. You guys have told me that East Bumfuck, I mean, that's one that I've also used. That's definitely one from New York. But there's so many variations of that. There's East Jesus. Just, what? Where are you guys at? I'm in East Jesus. Just the right side of his face? Just like East Jesus? What? In Australia, they say whoop whoop. Where are you at, mate? Oh, I'm in whoop whoop. What's that? Are you at a party right now? I didn't hear you. I heard whoop whoop. No, I'm in whoop whoop. I was at a cop outside. Just whoop whoop. It's just such a funny concept. I want to pick that up now. Be like, oh man, I'm all the way out in whoop whoop. That's amazing. Thank you, Australia, for having the best slang ever. Now, a lot of you pointed out that Brawley is also British slang, not just Australian. Okay, I didn't know that. Maybe the British brought it over to Australia. That makes a lot of sense. I Brawley should have known that. Yay. At some point, I began to disbelieve myself and think that maybe it is just me that says big truck, because almost everywhere else in the US has commented saying they say semi, they don't, or tractor trailer, or big rig, or 18-wheeler. I've heard all these words, but it's really just a big truck where I'm from, and I was like, is that just me? Am I illiterate? Do I not know? No, it turns out there are some other people that say big truck in my area. I feel so good now. Thank you. Thank you very much. You validated the way that I say this word. Isn't that weird? Just the smallest little area. We call it a big truck. Why? Did you know that Tyler Joseph and Josh Dunn used to drive big trucks for a living? Yeah, and they never got manuals. It was always a semi-automatic. My prayers schizophrenic. Waffle House is better than... Whoa. The end of it is there. Waffle House is not better than anything. Have you been to a Waffle House? Just remove the W. That's the advertising. It's awful. Awful House. Why? I mean, I've always tried to like Waffle House, but it's always so bad. I'm saying they don't understand this East Coast nonsense, but I'm from California. I knew almost all of these. Really? I'd be very surprised if you knew almost all of these, because like I said, a lot of them were really localized. I mean, California, you got hella. I actually started using that as a teenager because I used to watch Teen Girl Squad, and they'd be like, that's hella tight. And I'd be like, hella, that's a fun word. Didn't know that was actual slang from NorCal. Cool, there you go, but I'd be very surprised if you knew a lot of those from California. I can't speak for the rest of the country, but in New England, mainly Massachusetts, we call liquor stores package stores. That is a mistake that I made in the video. I actually made a correlation between dot shop, which is something that my area used to call corner stores, and package stores, packies that is called in Massachusetts, which is just an abbreviation for package store, package store. There's nothing bad about that. Obviously, if you, let's just say, are someone from Massachusetts that then studies abroad in England and is like, goes to a, let's just say, walk on the street and you ask around, hey, does anyone know where the nearest packy is? Maybe don't use that word. It's one of those slangs you should maybe just keep in Massachusetts or New England, possibly, because it is a very offensive term in England, as is most of Europe, I believe. So it's funny. It is a funny thing how, like, in the US or in Massachusetts, it's something totally innocent, whereas in the UK, no, used negatively. Just knowledge is power. Go know that going forward. I feel like I haven't watched a video from you in a while. Well, you know what you could do? You could hit that bell notification icon. Know when I make a video every Sunday and also sometimes Thursdays. Really, it's a surprise. It's a surprise in your sub feed. Dude, just pick an accent, lol. Hey, listen, I can't help myself if I go in between accents. That's just how I am. I mean, I've lived in 2 different countries. My voice is going in and out. Certain words, like literally, go back to British for some reason. Normally I'm like literally. However, that word's now literally. That's when people that are watching my videos are like, wait a minute, that was very British of you. Well, thank you. Working on it. I really can't choose an accent. That's just how my voice is. I'm very happy with that. I find other people that have mixed accents very attractive. Don't know why, but it's because my ears are like tickled by listening. Like, oh, it's American. Oh, it switched to British. I'm okay with that, really. It makes my accent fun. It also means I could probably never get voice acting work because no one will understand me. Crazy. Does anyone refer to Target as Target? I mean, as a joke, yeah. I mean, I don't think that's slang. It's just like, oh, let's head to the Target. Just makes it sound a bit more fancy because it sounds French. I've done that, but it's always just been as a joke. Also, yeah, a lot of people I know do say Wally World instead of Walmart, but I always like, why? Just go to Walmart. What are you doing? Boardwalk, is that like a pier on the coast or something? I used the word boardwalk in my video and didn't even consider the fact that that wouldn't be a known word to people that don't live on a coast, I guess. That really surprises me. Yeah, a boardwalk, I know from New Jersey, basically it's the last avenue parallel to the water. So you have like the friggin' shore, you have the beach, and then there's like a wooden pier that goes alongside with ice cream stands and pretzel shops and loads of like knickknacks and things on the side. And in fact, if you haven't played the game Monopoly, the real version, the original version from America, the most expensive property on it is Boardwalk because it's actually based on Atlantic City, New Jersey, and all the avenues leading up to the end, the Boardwalk. So there you go. There's some fun facts for you today. You'll never say I didn't teach you anything. It's like a walk in the board. Nope. I always heard pass the buck is pass the puck. Oh, maybe that's because you're from Canada, eh? You got your hockey on the brain. Pram is short for perambulator. Perambulator. Hello, I'm taking my baby on a perambulator. Are you like a mad scientist? That's the first thing I think of. I think of someone like, yes, I'm out for a stroll with my perambulator. It sounds like one of those fake strollers that have like little balls that pop around that kids play with. Perambulator. It's just something. How is that a real word? But the real question is, what do y'all call Freezy Pops? I just called them Freeze Pops as a kid. Give me a Freeze Pop. That's what it is. You put it in the freezer, it's a pop, it's a Freeze Pop. I know in the UK they call them like ice lollies, which is funny because we would never use that in the US because we don't say lolly ever unless it's like a lollipop. And I know in other parts of the US they say Otter Pops, which I guess is a brand name. Who knows? Tell me what yours are because I'm pretty sure everyone from my area just said Freeze Pop. I've gotten more comments on my last 2 videos than I probably have in the last 2 months. So thank you guys so much for telling me all your cool stuff and joining in the conversation. Honestly, it's the coolest stuff for me is the fact that there's so many little differences in the way we say things, and yet together we all speak the same language. It is very weird. But speaking of togetherness, I'm doing a Spawn video this upcoming Sunday with a company that I really like about togetherness. So that's a win-win-win. Make sure you subscribe to make sure you see that on Sunday. And also, you can check out my last couple videos right here. There's a playlist. It's pretty good. I like it. I watch my own videos all the time. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Goodbye. It's your butthole. Just kidding, it's my butt.